Hi folks, welcome back to HARTbeats with me, Mike Hartley, and this is part 2 of looking at the tools within the Microsoft Office suite to make our documents more inclusive. So last episode we looked at accessibility, and this episode we're going to look about inclusive language and proofing and how we do that. We're all very familiar probably with the red squiggly underlines saying you've got a spelling error. The grammar underlines. I've got a grammar suggestion in this Word document, which is the same doc I used last time. And if I right click, it tells me, yeah, I could use a bit more concise language. Don't want to, because definitely aware makes a statement. But there are other things that are not being picked up in this document, and they don't get picked up by default. And I think that's something that needs to change. But we can change it ourselves. It's actually been there for a very long time. It's just nobody's talked about it. Let's look at this paragraph, okay? When a user goes into the application, he is definitely aware of what he expects and what he is or not getting. When a man tries to use the software, he is certainly getting what we have delivered. You get the idea. I'm laying it on super thick. It's not right language. So how do we actually know whether our documents are inclusive? Because it's subconscious for a lot of people. You might not think about it. So let's take a look. Go to review and let's open editor. It's kind of the newest bit that they're adding in, and you get, yeah, I've got conciseness as flagged, which we know about, definitely aware. Spelling and grammar and everything else are all good, except we know they're not when I read that out. So let's click on settings, and you get the familiar word options box that's been around since the dawn of time. If we click on settings down here under the spelling and grammar, you get the pop-up box, and you can tick what you want Word to check for, and there's a whole lot. You've got all the usual and confusion, all that, yeah, all that. You scroll down, and this is where I think this is actually really quite bad, because you keep scrolling, and right near the bottom you've got this inclusiveness checker, and you can tick on cultural bias, age bias, ethnic slur, gender bias, gender neutral pronouns, gender specific language, racial bias, sexual orientation bias. So let's click OK. Now I've ticked all that. Let's click recheck the document. Yeah, go ahead. And click OK. Boom! All of a sudden, I've got an inclusiveness flag. It's picked up he is definitely aware. A gender neutral pronoun would be more appropriate. They are. I will do that. But it's only picked up the first instance of where I've used that. It hasn't picked the rest up. There's progress that needs to be made. However, what this has done is it's made me aware that my language needs to be checked. Should it actually flag up the rest of the he's and the man? Yes, I think it should. Definitely. Please, Microsoft, let's improve this. Let's get this so that it is flagging up these issues. But the good thing it has done is it has made me aware that I had used some language that wasn't inclusive, and now I can go away and I can change that to what they expect and what they are or are not getting when a person tries. You get the idea. You don't need me to write a Word document. But you see, it's made me aware of it, and it didn't take any major time to do, but it'll make our documents more inclusive. It'll make our presentations more inclusive. So please, folks, make use of the tools that are available. Thank you for tuning in to this episode of HARTbeats. I will see you all very, very soon for another episode. Take care now. Goodbye.